What's up, y'all? So let's get into another Orisha story. Let's continue our story about Oya and Shango. Now, where we left off last, Oya had been cut into 9 pieces by Ogun because she had been caught with Shango by Ogun, and that was the end of their marriage, their relationship, whatever. So she goes on with Shango. Shango nurses her back to health, I guess, and he picks up where he and Oya left off. Like they were like Bonnie and Clyde, but they didn't really have the title. Now, like I said, in certain versions of the Pataki, you will read that Oya and Shango were married, but in other versions, you'll read that they were not married. For the purpose of this story, we are telling the version where they were not married, okay? Not married yet, or rather, they weren't married at all. And some will dispute that because, again, in certain versions of the Pataki, they were married. But for the version of this story, they were not married yet. They were still just kicking it. Shango still had his wives. He still had his 100 concubines. And on the side of all of them was Oya. Oya was like his best friend. Oya was the girl that he could take with him in battle because Oya could get down. Like, that was what she did. She could battle, she could fight, she could overtake most men. Like, she was good to have as a lieutenant if you in battle. And that's basically what Shango looked at her as. The icing on the cake was that she was a woman and he could have sex with her. That is what I mean by when I say that I feel like Oya's objective, or one of her objectives to women, is to teach us not to be so male-centered so that we can see when a man is wasting our fucking time, wasting our energy, and just using us for what he feels we are worthy of. Now, again, in this version of the story, Oya and Shango, Oya and Shango were not married. They was just kicking it. Shango had other obligations emotionally, but again, because Oya made herself available consistently to Shango, especially after she left Ogun, she felt like she should be next up. She should be the next one that should be called his queen. She should be the one that he chooses as his bride. So she's going on basically planning her life as Mrs. Shango, if you will. Meanwhile, Shango is just kicking it with her, having fun with her, busting a jug with her, sliding on niggas with her. Because again, this is what Oya was very good at. She got so good at it that Shango began to trust her enough to where that he started teaching her magic. So in addition to Oya knowing how to control the storms and shit, she knows how to, or control the winds. She learned how to throw thunder because of Shango, and you know that the thunderbolt belongs to Shango. And he taught her other different types of magic as well, but it was a specific box that he told her not to open up. And by now you all should already know that Oya is quite messy and she really can't be told anything. And that's not to drag, sis, but you know, that's just that some of us are real hard-headed. We're very male-centered, but we're very hard-headed at the same time. See, we want a man to be the center of our universe, but at the same time, this nigga can't tell us a motherfucking thing. Oya was no different. Shango had this box in this room in the wing of his castle that he told Oya to never, ever, ever bother. Don't worry about what's in it. This ain't your business. Don't even come to this motherfucking room where this is. Well, excuse me. Oya, being the curious being that she is, and the very jealous being that she is, she decides, yo, who the fuck is he to try to keep me away from some shit? First of all his wives and his whores know exactly what's in this room, and they have access to it, but they really didn't. Oya is just building this story up in herself, letting her ego convince her that it's okay for her to go through this man's shit. It's like she equivalent to going through his phone. Shango like, yo, I ain't gonna put no lock on my phone, but you still can't go through my phone. It's an invasion of my privacy. This is just some shit to myself that I feel like is myself. We are individuals. I need to keep this to myself. We already do so many things together and share so many things together. Let me keep this to myself. And this is just me paraphrasing what I feel like Shango was just telling her about this fucking box in this room. Well, y'all full of herself though, baby. She and in several of the stories that y'all will hear me tell about, well, y'all will see, baby. You can't tell her a goddamn thing, baby. That motherfucking Scorpio energy being deity, honey. I know again. The Orisha do not speak through Western tarot, but I'm explaining it to you so you can understand. And it does not mean that if you are a Scorpio, that you are automatically or y'all's child. I'm just saying, baby. Some of them Scorpio things where y'all did, and that curiosity, that digging. I got to get to the bottom of this shit. You know, she felt like whatever it was, she can handle it. Her skin was thick enough that she could handle it. So even if it was a thing of him having secret women hidden in here, I'm gonna be better than them because they don't know Shango the way I know him anyway. See, everything is centered around a man and what a man is doing. And again, this is what I feel like one of Oya's lessons to women is: don't be so motherfucking focused on what this man got going on that you miss what you supposed to be doing, okay? And you miss or mess up your life. Because see, realistically, she got the very same behavior from Shango that she was getting from Ogun. And we'll get to that in a second. You know, or y'all had already accepted that he was for the streets anyway. He's got wives, but he's still out here cheating and doing his thing. And well, as long as he treats me better or equivalent to these bitches and treats me equivalent to his main wife or however you want to put it, his first wife, his number one wife. Basically, she wanted to be treated equivalent to, at that time, Obanani, because at the time Shango loved Oba. She was young then, and he didn't treat her bad. Then he got to treating her bad, but we'll talk about that later. We're gonna talk about Oya and Shango now. Anyway, she, as long as he treated her equivalent to Obanani, she was just fine with her position, even if he did not clarify what the real legitimacy of their relationship. She was okay with that. She had a piece of Shango. See, that piece of nigga is all that mattered. Anyway, Oya goes in this bar, goes to that wing of the castle. Even after some of the maids tried to stop her, you know, I'm sure you know who I am to Shango, you know, she flex, you know, she tried to flex on bitches, and they like, all right, go ahead. I ain't finna try to stop you. I tried once. And that was their instructions. Try to stop her if she tries to go there. But Oya, being the bully bitch that she is, some of them gals were scared of Oya. Like, I don't want no smoke with this bitch. I can't tussle. This bitch can tussle. So they get the fuck on out of her way and let her go on and be nosy. So Oya gets to the room, and to her dismay, there are no women sitting up in here, because she just knew it was going to be throngs of bitches laying around. I'm talking about bitches upon bitches laying up here that Shango had been hiding from her. And she like, I mean, deep within her, she knew that it was somebody else, but it wasn't quite what she figured. She found out in a few minutes. We're going to talk about that in a second. Anyway, she goes in this box and she opens it up. She finds out that it is a box of magic that Eshu has given Shango. And she like, oh shit, because she can't close it back up because Eshu had told him how to use it. And what it was Eshu was like, when you open this, you're not going to be able to close it. So you're going to have to be able to control what you let out. So it was like, y'all let a fire and thunderstorm. Like she let chaos out upon Shango's kingdom and burning up half of his motherfucking castle. And this is not that story where he burned his shit up and hung himself. No, this is the story where Oya broke into his magic and didn't know what to do with it, and she ended up absorbing some of it, so that's how she can throw fire as well. Anyway, Shango, she takes off running from the house. Shango get back to the house, see his castle all fucked up, see that Oya and got her nothing. And immediately when he see the shit, he know Oya done went in the shit, because it's something like she had left bloody footprints or something, because the magic was so strong it knocked the wind out of her or cut her somehow. She left some trail behind that he knew that it was Oya that went in the shit, because prior to then, when she would be going to his stuff, she would be lying saying, I don't know, the maids probably did it, da 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 da. But he like, nah, I specifically told this bitch not to bring her ass up here. And now here's her bloody footprints leading to her running her punk ass out the castle. So he take off mad. And again, this is just one version of the story that I have been told. In this version of the story, it was told that Shango was running and was like, I'm gonna catch this bitch. He ain't say it like this, but you know, this is in modern day language. When I catch this bitch, I'm gonna beat that ass. And that's exactly what the fuck he did. When he caught her, I forgot who she was. No, she was trying to hide out with a Renlay. Shango run up on her, catch her at a Renlay's house, because she's elusive. She had been missing for a couple days, but he kept on pursuing her because he mad, like, because he had told her not to fuck with his shit, and she did it anyway. So when he catch her, he run up on her, or he beating on the Renlay door like, bitch, come outside. I know the fuck you in there. Bring your punk ass out here. You not finna do me like you did Ogun. And she and that motherfucker lying to Renlay, telling him, you know, oh, I'm so scared, playing victim, like she ain't just went through Shango shit and burned up half of this man motherfucking house. So somehow a Renlay tries to go outside and talk to him and try to talk the shit down. And of course Shango pack off on this nigga. He like, who fuck is you, nigga? Who fuck is you doing, blood? Shango like, send my bitch outside, nigga. So he done whooped the Renlay up or whatever. And Shu, being the sneaky nigga that he is, he see that these motherfuckers fighting, because he convinced Oya to open the box up anyway in the first place. I forgot and I left that part out. Oya became more and more curious about the box, because Shu done showed his motherfucking ass up when Shango had left. Right after he told Oya, bitch, don't fuck with this box. Shu slide up like, don't you want to know what's in there? And shooting propositioned her because he want to see a fight. And she do messy shit sometimes, y'all. And it's for your benefit, because the whole thing was he's trying to get Oya away so he can fuck with her, because he ended up fucking with Oya after she. Anyway, let's get back to the story. So as shooting tempted her, got her to open the motherfucking box up. She scared. She done took off running because she know Shango finna whoop her ass like Ogun was whooping her motherfucking ass. Because prior to this, Shango had been slapping her around anyway. She get a little too smart for him, and he backhand her a couple times, or he get drunk and he beat her the fuck up, you know. So that love story that people be telling about Oya and Shango, I want y'all to know that there's another side of it too. He was really toxic to Oya just as well as Ogun was. Anyway, Shango done caught Oya up at a Renlay house. She done lied to Renlay for about 2-3 weeks or so. Or maybe it was a couple days, but I remember it being a couple weeks that he had been looking for her, and he finally caught up with her like Ogun did. And a Renlay step outside to try to de-escalate the situation, because this version of Renlay, he was not, you know, he was non-confrontational. And we're going to get into that girl, a Renlay, in another story, but y'all just know that he's a mess too. But Shango get mad. He like, nigga, who the fuck is you? Fucking send my bitch out here. Fuck you mean? So they get down, they get to fighting or whatever. So Shango done dropped motherfucking a Renlay. When he done knocked the Renlay the fuck out, he go in there and grab a handful of Oya hair and drag her the fuck up out the house or whatever. So Eshu, with his messy ass, he done walked up and stroked a Renlay across the forehead with his thumb. So Eshu rubbed some shit across a Renlay's forehead with his thumb to make him powerful. Because Eshu like, nah, nigga, I came to see a fight. I want to see a fight. Get your bitch ass up and fight this big nigga. So whatever he does makes a Renlay bigger and angry or whatever. And Shango feel this nigga get up. Like, oh no, this nigga trying to run up on me while my back turned. So they get to fighting again. Well, y'all punk ass get up and take off running back to Shango's castle after she got these two motherfuckers fighting. You know, she ain't try to break the fucking fight up. Bitch just boned the fuck out. Turn on her heels out. Going back to Shango castle to just await more of his ass whooping, I guess. Anyway. So Renlay and Shango are steady fighting. Eventually they grow tired of fighting each other, but this is yet another battle that Shango has that's ongoing with Renlay because of Oya. So he's made 2 enemies because of Oya. So they get tired of fighting. They go their separate ways. Shango go back to his castle. Catch Oya there. He's tired of fighting. He don't even want to fight with this bitch. Him and the Renlay done fought so much they done dug a motherfucking crevice in the earth. So I'm in my mind, I'm like, oh, so these niggas is responsible for the fucking Grand Canyon. That's why that motherfucker is anyway. He go back and he just talked the shit out with Oya, and he explaining to her what the fuck it was. She tell him Eshu tricked him, and he like, all right, I know what Eshu be doing. So he like, let me teach you how to use this shit since now you got access to it. So he pretty much teaches Oya how to handle the magic that she had gotten into in his closet or into that wing of the castle that he told her not to. But now at this moment, Shango felt like he could not trust Oya anymore. He felt like she had violated his trust. She no longer was that girl that he could count on to be there, like in battle, emotionally, like even down to, I feel like he was even talking about his wives and his concubines to her, comparing and contrasting them. He no longer had that trust in Oya. So since he couldn't trust Oya no more, he started seeking other attention. Now I know what y'all thinking. This nigga got 17 wives and 100 concubines. Who could he be looking for some more attention? He started slowly. He was paying more attention to Obanani and had stopped fucking around with Oya as much, started putting her on the back burner, making her jealous. Then, suddenly, Oya finds out it's not Obanani at all that has Shango's attention. Like, she's barely getting any attention from him at all. I mean, even with him having the 17 wives and 100 concubines, he always still had and made time for her. She like, well, what the fuck is going on that this nigga ain't even come to see me? He invite me to the palace and take off and be gone for weeks, and I'm just here with his bitches bossing them around. Honey, come to find out, or to Oya's dismay, honey, or to her horror, Shango was fucking around with her arch nemesis Oshun, honey. Oh no, Oya could not have this. This hurt her to her soul. She like, oh no. So not only is he got 17 wives and 100 concubines, or at the time he had 16 wives and 100 concubines. Now he's getting ready to take on Oshun. And we gonna stop right there and pick up later on, y'all, in another story. Alright, y'all.